First to unmute gets to ask a question. Remember, questions are where the money is. But I love each and every one of you. I love seeing your faces on the camera. So thank you.
Wanted to give you a personal thank you because my book got released yesterday. I sent you a message about it. I sent you the link too, just so you could see what it looked like, because I just wanted to show it as social proof for the value you bring to me. And you're freaking awesome, man. I love you.
I'm at this 3-day event. I'm so engaged. I am going to check out your book. That is so cool. Let's give Thurman a big round of applause. Man, I love the hustle.
But yeah, so with the question, so I was saying because you mentioned develop deep convictions. And so one of the things I was probably thinking was, do you like constantly reinforce that at some point with this principle or?
Absolutely. So convictions, like they come from the word convict, right? Which is also the word convince. So which comes from the word convince. So the idea behind having a deep conviction is that you must convince yourself of a thing. You must deeply understand and believe that this thing is within you. So somebody who has a conviction is unstoppable, right? This is a person who could not be stopped, right? A convict is somebody who can't leave a building, right? Pretty much stuck in there. So think of it as convincing yourself over and over that this is the right thing. You know, having deep conviction in what you're doing is necessary to be successful, because there are going to be many people who come to you and say, it's, you know, oh, why would you do this? That's not important, or that's not worthy, or there's other things that you could do with your time. I'm told all the time, well, why don't you just take all your money and go feed the poor? And I have deep conviction that if I teach the poor, they'll become rich. But if I feed the poor, they'll still be poor. So that has to come from me, because there's so many other people who don't believe what I believe. And so that depth of faith, it has to be in you. You have to have that understanding. I know in this room, everybody's like, yeah, that's obvious. Look at me. I got richer because I do the things that you're doing, right? You're teaching instead of giving.
Exactly. Do what you taught.
So in this room, you get it. You see it. But outside of this room, they just see this guy who's like talking about building millionaires. Well, give me $1 million. That would make me a millionaire. Yeah. What do I do for the next one? You want me to keep building millions? The golden goose has to stay in the business in order to keep building millions. If I just gave it away, like, you're not going to reproduce for me, but I'll easily give $1 million to somebody who's going to produce another million. Right? Like, shit, you want to produce another million and be partners? Like, sure, let's roll. Let's do it. Well said, Thurman. Let's give Thurman a big round of applause. He's crushing it. And what is the title of your book, brother?
How to read 50 books in a year like a CEO.
How
to harness the treasure of books and become a more successful individual. So yeah,
I want everybody to read that book, because we got to read 52 books this year. So you take Thurman's principle and you add 2 to it, right? He's read. Thurman, how many did you read? You read over 100 this year, right?
I'm in progress to hit 100 this year. I'm at 63 at the moment. The reason I wrote the book, on just not to get on a side tangent, but the most I've read in a year is 75. The most I've read in a month is 33. And so people would be like, yo, how do you read so much? And so that's why I made it. And then also, like, just looking it up on Google, no one's had a book made on it yet, surprisingly. So I said, I'll be the first, and now it's out. So yeah, it's only on Amazon for right now.
Let's give Thurman one more big round of applause. Anybody who's got a question, a comment, a share. I love it, Thurman. I love seeing you take action on that, because everybody in this group is reading 52 weeks a year. There may be an easier way to do it. Go ahead. Alicia, you're up.
Yep. Can we put the name of that book on Alchemist Nation so we can all see it? Because some of us aren't in a place to take advantage at the moment.
I see you at the beach. Alicia, I bet you Thurman will make a post, maybe even write a little article and put the link to Amazon in that post. Thurman, can I count on you, brother? Of course I can. So you can go to Alchemist Nation probably in the next 5 minutes. Thurman's dropping it out there right now, right, Thurman?
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll make an article on it. So I'll get that out for you guys.
Awesome. So you can go to alchemistnation.com, and I bet you it'll be one of the top articles. Alicia, what a great idea. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Darina.
Yeah, so I have a question on behalf of Jennifer. So you know how we go through challenge and we work on our irresistible offer. So sometimes we do have some blocks, and that could be maybe a lack of faith or lack of complete love with yourself and believe in yourself. So how would you overcome that freedom of like, okay, here it is. This is my irresistible offer. I'm awesome. Here it is. Sign up. How do you overcome that, I guess, challenge of confidence and and faith.
Awesome. I love
Oh,
it. So
that's-
for everybody who hasn't heard of the recession proof challenge, a lot of times we call it the 30-day challenge. So the recession proof challenge is designed to make you recession proof. It's designed to get you 100 people in your network or outside of your network that will become your network, who are going to pay you or invest with you or send you deals or give you money. So the idea is that I had to figure out a way. There was a recession. So I said, how to become recession proof? Because it was the #1 Googled phrase on the internet. And I said, that's something I know. I understand recession. I've been dying for one my entire career since 2008, just waiting for the next recession, preparing myself, becoming recession proof, seeking out the answers. And so when I saw this word showing up on Google, I said, I've got to create a recession proof challenge. I've got to create a way for people to become recession proof. And Jennifer Sullivan jumped in it. In fact, many of the people on this call are in the recession proof challenge. Give yourselves a round of applause. You are becoming recession proof. And the way we're doing it is that we're going through and we're connecting with 10 people per day who are our avatars. We went over the avatar on day 1. We figured out who was the person who would give us all the money. What do they look like? What do they earn? So Jen, thinking back to that person, right? Going back to their emotional state. And then day 2, we focused on, and I don't want to give too much of it away, because if I say what we do, people will think, oh my God, it's impossible to do that in just 5 days. And we got 30 days left. But it's not, because we do it just enough to get it done. We're not aiming for perfect. We want done. Every day is done. So if it takes more than 30 minutes or an hour, you're over perfecting it, which means it's not going to happen. And you're going to get stressed, and then the challenge will just not work for you. So we just do it. We just effortlessly create results for ourselves. 10 contacts a day, ideal avatar. 4, go into our database. Yes, we have a database because we must track these 100 people. And 100 people, if you ever tried to do it, they don't even put 100 cards in a deck of cards, put 52. It's a lot easier to track all those kings and queens if there's only 52 of them. Imagine you double that. That's a lot of relationships. If you ever worked with 2 decks of cards, that's what we're doing relationship wise. So having a CRM to hold them all in there. And then we talked about our perfect offer, our irresistible offer on day 2. After we talked about our brand. So we talked about our avatar day 1, then we talked about our brand, because our avatar is only going to be attracted to us if we look a certain way, like they're expecting us to look. And so we create a brand that looks like what our avatar is going to face and be seeking. And then on day 3, we talked about our irresistible offer. This is the no-brainer offer. I put it in front of you and just like, sign me up now, yesterday, please take my money. I don't care how much it is. And that's the idea behind I did it with the 30-day challenge. I made it $97. People were just like, yeah, sign me up. I said recession proof in the middle of a recession. Like, come on. Like, shit, I need that now. Hands scan if you recognize, like, that's an irresistible offer. And I said, I'll give you your money back if I can't make you $97. If I made it only $97, right? So I had a guarantee. I made it very safe. So here's a secret. You must believe, Jen, that it is the solution to this avatar. You must genuinely in your soul believe that. And now a trick to do that, like for me, when I was a real estate agent selling real estate investments, I owned a lot of real estate investments. I had a lot of cash flow coming in. So I was like, dude, you got to buy. You must buy. Like, if you don't buy, you're going to be a loser, a broke person, somebody who doesn't have money, somebody who doesn't have options or freedom. Look at me do whatever I want on a Friday. Look at me do whatever I want on a Tuesday. Like, you need to buy real estate so you can be like me, right? So I had a genuine hardcore belief. That's why I sell financial freedom. That's why I sell building millionaires right now. That's what I'm selling. I'm saying you should go build millionaires. I think you should, because I'm building millionaires. I'm getting richer. I'm getting happier. I'm having the coolest experiences of my life. I think you should do the same thing. So Jen, when you're putting your offer together, and this goes to everybody, when you're putting your irresistible offer together, that is a tactical step. When you're presenting it in front of somebody, which we're going to talk about, actually, probably today's challenge is getting a little closer to that, is driving traffic. I don't want to give too much of it away. So mission 6 is coming today at 1. This idea of speaking to another person and offering something comes because you know it's necessary. It must happen because they need it. They need you to do it. If you didn't do it, who would? If I wasn't running this recession proof challenge, was somebody else going to do this for you? Like, was somebody else going to put this together? Was somebody else going to teach you how to create a irresistible offer? Like, it's out there. The information's out there, but it's not in the right order. It's just not happening. Like, I know it had to be done. I had to be created. Otherwise, a bunch of people not there. There's 60 people in the recession proof challenge, 60 souls who are seeking to be recession proof. Hence, camera, if you recognize the value. It's a 66. I'm sorry. So Jen, when you are presenting your irresistible offer to an author, you have to ask, what do they want? Hands to the camera if you're a speaker, or you know you'd make more money from speaking to 100 people at once. If you had 100 people you could share your offer in front of, would you get sales, more sales than just one person? Hands to the camera if that'd be true for you. any one of you, right? Real estate investors. Where my real estate investors at? Imagine you had a room full of 100 motivated sellers. You know, they were there because they're depressed. They just went through a death or a divorce, or they're in denial about the condition of their house. So you get a room full of 100 motivated sellers. Imagine if you go up there and say, I will buy your house cash and you don't have to fix anything, and I'll close in 30 days, 100 days, whenever you want to close. Wouldn't that be a better opportunity than trying to door knock, 100 doors? So Jen, it goes the same way. You've got to know that there's a room of people out there that want that information, that are just like, it's just a cluster. Your avatar is sitting out there, and know that their desire is to be on stage. They want to be on stage because they want to sell their product to way more people than they would if they, had to go one by one by one by one by one by. Has anybody done the one by one? Anybody done the one by one? Yeah. Does anybody want to get a stage now with your perfect avatar in front of it? Anybody? Like, after saying that, anybody want to, to be in front of 100 people and just be like, yo, buy my shit? Like, buy my amazing thing. I'm sorry. So here's one thing that you're presenting to an author. I can get you on more stages. I can get you on more podcasts. Because when you write a book, you become the authority on the subject. It's better than a master's degree, better than a doctor's degree. You are now the published author. And when you're a best-selling published author, right, like myself, like Natalia, like Mike, like Mitch, like Ryan, like all these coaches who are writing books and they've written books, they're celebrity coaches, right? These are celebrities who have written books. They're the expert on the subject. So now they're becoming the expert, so they can hand a book to somebody, and that person they're talking to is going to be like, oh my God, like this person's better than anybody else who walks in here. Like, if you wrote the book on how to sell your home to an investor, hands camera if you know, that would be like a mind-blowingly valuable book. How to sell your home to an investor, how to prepare your home to sell to an investor, how to sell your house fast to an investor, like a book like that. In fact, I know these books exist. There's investors writing them all the time. Makes a lot of sense. They don't care about putting them out on Amazon to sell people. They take them, they print them, they drop them off at a seller's house. And then the seller's like, any other investor who comes to me is not getting my business, because this guy taught me how to handle those investors. Does that make sense? Or how to prepare myself for those investors. Now, I got a buddy, Brant Phillips, wrote the book, Private Money Playbook. And that book raises a bunch of private money for him, because he teaches private investors how to evaluate a deal, how to evaluate a borrower. So the Private Money Playbook made him the authority on lending private money. So he has a ton of private money, and he shares that with people. So Jen, you're creating the opportunity for a person to be an expert, which means their income's going to increase if they use it. You're allowing them to get on stages, which means they're instantly, they're on a stage, you're gonna have a bigger audience they can sell to, and you're allowing them to have an action space on Amazon. My books being on Amazon means I'm an Amazon content creator now. They allow me to put my blog out there. They allow me to put my podcast out there. They allow me to put my podcast on Audible because I wrote a book. They allow me to create content and distribute information. I could do any kind of content on Amazon live because I'm a content creator, because I wrote a book. And can't recognize that's a whole other social media platform you don't have access to until you're an author. Absolutely. And it's the biggest paying one, the one where they see you and they buy your stuff because they saw you, right? They see one of your videos and they're like, click buy book. By the way, go buy Broke to a Quarter Million on Amazon and write a review. If you haven't written a review already, I'm trying to get to 100, not trying. Wow, terrible manifestation. I am looking to get to 100 reviews on Broke to a Quarter Million. So if you haven't written one yet, I deeply, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for writing a review. And if you haven't joined the 30-day recession-proof challenge, then I deeply regret about being recession-proof and who got you there, because it's all about building raving fans, people who are like, yeah, I learned half of this stuff or all this stuff in 30 days because this guy figured out a way to teach it in 30 days. And I applied all of it in 30 days. And this is how I did it. And it's only $97. So you're an idiot if you don't do it, right? Jen, then you must fall in love with your clients. You must care enough about them and their success in order to offer them your irresistible offer, right? You ghostwrite. So they don't have to, you're not like one of those people who's like, I'll teach you how to write a book. You're like, I'll teach you how to write a book and then I'll write the book for you. You have a done for you product. I've written 3 books and I'm thankful for the ghostwriters who operate on you helped me out with Get the Deal. I'm thankful for the ghostwriters who operate on those books, because man, it would be time consuming if I had to do it myself. I'm a very busy entrepreneur, very productive. Thankfully, Jen is productive. Jen, does that help? Like understanding, like you've got to love your client. You got to know the offer. Like the thing is important. Like Jen, wouldn't you love to have somebody ghostwrite your book that you're looking to build right now? Wouldn't that be amazing? But you want it done now,
yes.
Right? You want it done.
I want it done. Yes.
Yeah. So you can understand the emotion of I want it done already.
Yeah.
That's all that is. Understand that these guys want it done already, but they don't want to write it themselves. They don't have that writer's block, the writer's problem of I have to do it myself. They're past that. They just want it done. They want it to sound like them, look like them, talk like them, be effective like them, but they don't want to be doing it themselves. They don't want to be that. So that helped, Jen? Was that valuable going through kind of the process of an actual business, like how creating that steadfast of faith behind a product is actually possible? Awesome. Desiree, I see your hand up, girl. Go ahead.
So I have a property that I've been looking at, and I know it's abandoned. I've written to the absentee owners, and I've also talked to some of the neighbors in the neighborhood. So I actually went up to the home, took pictures of the tax lien letters that came from the city, and I'm now like stuck at how do I go further? I mean, I tried to find out where, because the letter that I sent to them, it was returned to me unopened. So I don't know how to get in touch with these owners to find out if I can purchase that property from them.
So Desiree, what you're saying is the letter didn't get there. So you didn't send a letter. What you sent out was sonar.
Okay.
You sent a little something out, it bounced back. And so now you're aware that they're not living at that property either. I would hire a private detective at this point. If you have the funds, let me be careful saying this.
Okay.
Don't just go out hiring private detectives. It costs like $1,500, $2,000. If you have the funds and you have the faith that you can close on that property no matter what, and that it will make sense, that's at the point where it would make sense, right? If you can't catch them, if you can't find them, just hire a retired officer or a private detective. It's usually what a private detective is. They're usually old police officers, and ask them to go out there and find that person for you.
Okay, because the neighbor told me that it was an older lady that lived there. Her children moved her out of the house, and you can tell that the grass is high. So that's why they keep putting the letters on the door that, they're going to come out and cut the grass, but they've now put a tax lien on the property. So somebody's paying the taxes on the property. I just
Here's the deal. You can either get a private detective or go do some of the digging yourself. Like find out what their last name is, like find out who their family is, like go to I think it's Spookio or like White Pages, and you can get like all the family members, all the relationships that are connected to that person, and just download the phone numbers. They're already skip traced. Throw them into a CRM. Like you use Alchemist Connect's auto dialer and just auto dial through the 50 numbers, 100 numbers, and just be like, hey, do you know Auntie Sue? Do you know Uncle Sue? Do you know like Grandpa Sue, whatever.
Okay, great. Thank you for that.
Desiree, you're very welcome. We appreciate you. Let's give Desiree a round of applause. Give Jen Sullivan a round of applause. Great questions. And then Thurman's got his book out. Go to alchemiststation.com. Check it out. If you haven't already registered, make sure you're registered for the 100 Millionaire Summit. We're less than 75 days away. We're coming to the summit. If you're not already in a recession-proof challenge, I will throw a ticket in. So if you buy into the 30-day challenge, a recession-proof challenge, I will give you a ticket to the 100 Millionaire Summit. It is a general ticket. So if you're looking for that VIP ticket, you're looking for that team building stuff, well, then you're going to have to go and pay for the enchilada, the whole enchilada. Vinny, you guys share a little knowledge on steadiness of faith. How does someone stay faithful to their goals?
Thank you, everybody. It's being hopeful. I think if I may talk about that, what has happened in my life, I have been hopeful of the things that will happen. They didn't happen, but I was very, 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 very hope and hard work have to go together. They both have to go together. You just cannot be just hoping for doing this, hoping for doing that, but you got to put concrete work. I say concrete because many times we are not putting the really smart work into our business. We are just doing things that don't bring results, if I may say that. So we need to really sit down and look at what are 3 activities that we need to do every day so that we can get results. See, all of us have heard about Pareto principle, 80-20 principle. What that means is that you are able to accomplish 80% of the results for a day by doing only 20% of the activity, just 20%. But what is that activity on a daily basis, 20%, that's going to get us near to our goal. So I think that's just a couple of words from me. I know the time is about 8 over there. Yeah.
Let's give the great, the legend, the myth, Vinny Chopra a round of applause. If you like Vinny's positivity, you got to hang out with us on Thursdays. But if you want to see Vinny, you want to feel that positivity in the person, in the flesh, in real life, you've got to be at the 100 Millionaire Summit this year. Vinny Chopra will be opening us up. He's one of our big acts at the 100 Millionaire Summit. He'll be sharing his mindset for abundance. Positivity brings profitability. And he asked us, like, can I bring one of my books? And he has the book Apartment Syndication Made Easy, and he has Positivity Brings Profitability. And, Doreen and I said, yeah, like, definitely bring one of your books. And so he may be bringing a limited supply of books to hand out and sign. Hands to the camera if that alone is a reason to be at the 100 Millionaire Summit for sure. Vinny, I don't know if you can see it on your phone, but there are a lot of hands raised right now.
Oh my God. I'm humbled. I'm really humbled, guys. I really am. I'm a guy who lived in India in one-bedroom apartment with 6 siblings and parents. So 8 of us lived in one-bedroom apartment, brother. And, I've had humble beginnings, but it's about hard work, about having faith, positivity. That's what I talk about in that book also, because it didn't really deter me, because I didn't have any extra means. I came into this country with $7 in my pocket, but I was able to do. With all the hard work, right? With all the hard work, things happened for me. But no, I look forward to seeing many of you. Yeah.
Vinny, when you say hard work, I assume you're pointing to your head, right? Getting the junk out of the head, getting that thing fixed up.
No, totally. It's not what we know. It's how much we use of what we know. It's not going to seminars. It's not reading the books or listening to podcasts. It's looking at our business every week, every day, actually, to see, am I reaching the best potential? Am I doing the right things to get me to that point, point B? I'm really into goal setting, definitely. Attitude, what really happens in the brain and the thoughts and the attitude, that gets us to do the thing. So we got to really focus our mind for the results. And if we are not getting results, we need to look back and see, what did I do to get those kind of results? If we are not happy with those results, insanity is, the definition of insanity is to keep on repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over, but expect different results. And that does not happen, brothers and sisters. Yeah, it does not. It's all in the mindset. You've got to believe without even achieving anything. You got to believe that you can achieve. If you do 100%. This, if you believe in your mind, you are there. Guess what? You will get there. But if you don't believe in your mind that you can even have a shot at getting there, then it's 100%, 1000%. You will not get there.
Hands to the camera if this is some valuable reminder from a billionaire, somebody who I know, Vinny, will be a billionaire in the next year or two. I see where you're going with it, brother. He owns over almost $800 million worth of real estate with his partners. And like you've seen here, every time he jumps in, he's got an abundant mindset, a big heart to help and serve. He's 70 years old and he's still giving back.
Yes.
Look at it. He's doing the miracle morning. He does it every day.
Every day, 7 days a week, brother. And that's my best time with myself, talking to people, doing some meetings with my team members, presidents, vice presidents in my companies. But the thing is, you got to really, really get up, show up. When we get up in the morning, many of us are dead. What do I mean by that? We say, why this morning? But what we need to do is to really wake up with excitement and passion and everything. Today I got up this morning, just to not brag about it, 2:00 in the morning, literally. And then I did some things, did some emails and all that. Then I went back to bed at about 3:30. So I was able to accomplish a few things which were on my mind. And then you could do that. You can really, really, really do that. Everybody's got same amount of time, but how we utilize it, it's so very important. It's so very important.
Thank you so much, Vinny. Let's give Vinny Chopra a big round of applause. He's Vinny Smile Chopra. He'll be, again, speaking at the 100 Millionaire Summit. And for all of our VIP members, those who bought the tickets VIP style, he's going to be having dinner with us on Thursday night. So we'll be paying for the dinner. We're going to be taking you out with our coaches, and Vinny's going to actually be joining us, sitting there with us with his wife. So you'll be able to ask questions and share what you're doing or working on. But here's what I'll tell you. When you're hanging around Vinny Chopra, somebody who's raised over $300 million of other people's money, who's acquired over $800 million worth of real estate, don't talk about yourself. Just ask him questions and just listen, because he's going to give you something valuable. So everybody who's bought the VIP tickets, let's give Vinny a big round of applause for making that just an amazing experience, amazing opportunity for everybody who's going to be at that table. And for everybody who's obviously bought the VIP tickets, I will be teaching all Thursday on how to build your team, on how to scale up, on how to create that culture so that they work without you. For everyone who's questioning whether faith is impossible, whoever started this call thinking, wow, faith's not important for business, I know now that you are 100% convinced. You know, you had me, you had some great knowledge, then you had Vinny, who's got great experience in being steadfast with his faith in himself and his business and his family and what he's creating, the good he's putting out into the world. We're on a mission to build 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires. And Vinny Chopra has asked, can we build 1 million millionaires? Well, it starts with you. It starts with that first 100. So cheers to your success. When you have a choice, always work with the best. Share, like, subscribe, and go and do a Facebook Live about your take on the power of faith, on how important faith is in your business and your life. Cheers to success. See you guys on the next one. Love each and every one of you. Thank you, Vinny. I'll see you next week, brother.
Brother, thank you, everybody. Thank you. God bless you all.